Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to install Windows 7 inside ESXi environment. All you need to do, first of all, you need to bring ISO to the vCenter. Now, for that, what you need to do is I need to go to my ISOs. Just right-click the ISO, copy. You can drag the ISO inside vCenter as well. Uh, as soon as it is copied, so at the same time while it is being copied, I'm going to log into my vCenter server. Okay, so it is copying. There are a few other ways to do the same thing, but this is the most professional way. Professional way is to bring the ISO inside the host data store. So later on, I'm going to show you the other one. So here, I don't have the display. Now let's see. Okay, so vCenter, I have the second disk. So let me copy it inside the second disk. Okay. So now the ISO is copied. So at the same time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into vCenter, and we can log into either web client or the legacy client. I'm going to log into both. Okay. It's okay. It's all copied. Uh, so log into the legacy client first. In this, make sure your vCenter IP address is selected and administrator at vSphere.local. Password is password1. Login. So vSphere. Okay. Administrator. Thank you. Now, guys, second step, right after this, we log in, and then we're going to upload this ISO to one of the data stores. Now, the word upload is especially for data stores, because in data stores we upload stuff. You can't copy it. So first of all, let's see which data store do I need to upload this to. Now I can go to home, and then I can go to data stores just to see which data stores have more capacity. So here I have data store one, and this data store exists on. mm, so this data store has provision space 45, free space 8 GB. This is not the one. This is 135 16 GB. Data store one has 19 GB. So I'm gonna upload it to this. How do you upload? Just right click on any data store, browse database, and when you browse the database, I can create a folder inside. I can create a folder inside, and then I would call it ISOs. And in ISO, I would go into ISO, and here is the upload. So there is upload and download. So you can upload. So while you're in the data store, all you need to do upload. It's saying, okay, you want to upload a file. And then here I will go to my desktop, and I have my Windows 7 CD, and I can upload. So now it is copying, it is uploading. Sorry. Yes, right here, right click on data center, browse data store. And then when browse data store is done, it takes you to this other screen. And here you need to create a folder. I mean, it's up to you. If you don't want to create a folder, it would be on the root, but it's better to create a folder, then within the folder just upload the image that you just copied to vCenter. So this way, this is going on to one of the hosts. Now once the image is copied, so it is being copied, actually it is being uploaded. So this is a professional way of doing it. So in all of the companies, you would find ISOs in one of the data stores. Yes. It can be on any data store. It can be one of the data stores that is connected to logical unit number, or it can be local data store as well. Yes. So any of them. But in most cases it will be on one of the LUNs. It would be one of the logical unit numbers. The VM host. Oh yes, the VM should be on the data store. So for that reason, you would place it on a SAN LUN so that it can be accessible everywhere. So guys, this is one way of doing it in which you just uploaded the ISO. Now the ISO exists in your VMware environment. So anybody from anywhere can use this ISO and create VM. So let's create a VM from this. We'll leave the data store right here, go back to inventory and go back to our hosts and clusters. And right here, let's create a new VM. So once you create a new VM now, we'll go with typical settings and then it will be in this data store. There is one data center and one of the hosts. It's going to go into one of the hosts. So I'm going to put it on 50. And here, since now it will be a complete VM, I need to select a VM that has more space, store that has more, data store that has more space. So I'm going to select DS2 for this because it has 60 gigs free. Now next, in this, it will be Windows 7. So let's select Windows 7 from here. And then next, it will be part of production network. And then it will be thin provision. I don't want to be a thick provision for this VM. Um, Now in this, it didn't ask me to select the ISO. So here I'm going to edit this. So before it starts, I'm going to select this to edit. As soon as you edit, it would give you all the same thing that you see in VMware Workstation. And here you will go into DVD, and from DVD, here you can say data store ISO file. From here you can select browse, and you can go to that data store. I think it was inside one of them. Oh, this one, ISO images. No, not this one. Okay, so now the problem is because that data store was on the other host. That's why this is not able to see this. For that reason, it is very important to put it on a SAN volume. But since I did not have a space on SAN volume, I had to put it on my one of the host, local host. So in this case, the only option that I have is I'll go back and change the host where I'm creating the VM. So I'm going to create the VM on 60. So for this one, cancel, go back, and from here, let's select 60 as a host, and next. Now in 60, this is where the ISO folder is. But now on the same folder, I'm going to keep the VM as well. So next, select Windows 7. Next, it will be thin provisioned. Warning, edit. Now let's edit it. And then now select DVD, select the data store. And now in this, I have this folder, ISO. And within ISO, now I can select the CD. Now once the CD is selected, it's mounted to this VM. So now when you start this VM, first of all, it creates the VM. And for this one, and then you can power on this VM. As soon as you power on, now you have two ways to look at it. Number one is this or the console view. So you can go to both. So let's open it. Which one? Yes. So now it is starting, and now it is starting to install Windows 7 on this. 64-bit. Windows 7 64-bit. Actually, it's not mounting it. Let's see what is missing. I can now you can check the CD options right from here as well. So on the VM, if it doesn't mount, then go on to the same VM, and from here, let's see, connect to ISO image and data store, and then select the image one more time during this install. Okay, hmm? Just run 10, 10. Oh, okay. So guys, the problem is not loading is the same problem that we have in VMware Workstation, as sometimes you load it, but it's not connected. The CD is not connected. So just make sure that it is connected so that it can load it. So now it should go and start installing Windows. So now it is installing Windows. So just always make sure once you upload it, the CD is connected. So here it's starting Windows. So now